What's up, guys? It's JMS80, and I've got some team deathmatch for you on Terminal. And the reason why I don't sound too excited for this gameplay is because I'm not. And it's not very exciting at all. It's a good score at the end, but it comes from douchebag tactics. I hate having to use these tactics during a game, but when faced with an entire team of campers and no one's budging on either side, this is what ends up happening most of the time. This is like just a stalemate, and it's just so fucking annoying. And usually on certain maps you can, get around it with some decent rushing tactics, but when there's only pretty much three viable options, three viable routes to take in this map, then you're forced to kind of stay back and be laid back. And in the previous match before this one, we ended up losing because the opposite team, they had a bunch of noob tubers and they were just all camping back in this one building. Literally, I'm not meaning that there's one or two of them sitting back and doing their thing. Like, no, literally their entire team was just hanging back. And to me, they seemed like they came from Black Ops. I don't know why. I got that vibe. Because there was about 3 or 4 of them that were rocking some cold-blooded with some bling attachments, things like that, and it was strange to me because I'm like, wait a minute, that's a terrible class setup right there. What the fuck are you doing? Because anybody knows that back in the day when Modern Warfare 2 was in full swing, the best kind of class setups you could possibly roll with is like, sleight of hand, stopping power pro, or scavenger with stopping power, things like that. That was the fucking shit. Ghost players were cold-blooded, as it is in MW2. They were shat on because cold-blooded was the weaker shit. It didn't matter what you were rocking, because if you went up against somebody with stopping power, it was it was done. It was game over. And as you can see, literally almost all of their team is fucking inside the little fucking plane, and I managed to squeeze that Predator missile directly in there to get one of them. But they're all on that fucking plane, just sitting back, chilling with the noob tubes and a couple of snipers. It was very annoying, and it's just like, really, you know what? And it just came to me. That's why I thought Black Ops, because Black Ops nothing but a bunch of fucking campers chilling out, fucking sitting back with their ghost on, just chilling. And I'm like, man, this is not what MW2 is supposed to be. It's supposed to be running around, fucking running, gunning, and fucking poning on people, and it's supposed to be, quick matches, excitement. And this actually turns out to be a decently lengthy match. I mean, not really extremely long, but I mean, a good 8-minute game. And for MW2, especially for our normal team deathmatch on MW2, that's running a little bit longer than it should. And right here, I'm having to fucking chill back and everything because they're starting to move out of the little spots, and a couple of them are getting brave and shit, and, I'm just like, well, I mean, they're chilling back, why can't I? I'm not just going to run out there and then end up, because they have the upper hand, they have the upper position, because I have no idea where they are, and they have a general idea of where I am, because I was over there poning people for a little while, so they have that, the general notion of where I was. So if I was to run out and just get completely shat on, it wouldn't be a good thing. See, kind of like right there, if I were to run out in that direction, bam, I would have fucking ate a face full of lead in that situation there. Oh, man. But anyway, something I want to talk about, though, I have been reading a little bit more on MW3, and actually was checking out Robert Boyling's Twitter to see what he had to say about it. If you don't know who Robert Boyling is, he is the community manager. He was the community manager for MW2, and he also is the community manager for MW3. Oh, I'm guessing he's just pretty much the community manager for Infinity Ward, plain and simple, most likely. But anyway, he was on his Twitter feed. He's been answering questions day in and day out, just about things that he can let us know about MW3. Pretty much things like that. And one of the things I was hoping for is that they were going to bring back stopping power as a perk in this, in the next MW3, because stopping power was the balance, to Ghost or to Cold-Blooded in MW2, and then of course with no stopping power in Black Ops, Ghost just completely ran rampant on everybody and everything, and it's just the end-all be-all perk. Everybody fucking uses it. It's overpowered. Yes, it is. Don't lie, because when you have a perk and there's no really balance to it, and there's nothing that counteracts it, And that's pretty much it. I mean, yeah, you could say, oh, the Blackbird does. Well, but that's a kill streak. It's really, perks are supposed to balance each other out. Kill streaks are supposed to balance each other out. Weapons are supposed to balance each other out. That's how it works. It's, a kill streak shouldn't counteract a perk. It shouldn't have to work that way. But what Robbie Bowling said, he did say some really good things. The tactical nuke is not returning. Commando, one-man army, that's gone, so that's some good news. He said, though, that stopping power, and here's how he said it, though. So, he said stopping power will not be a perk in MW3. It's not going to be a perk in MW3, and he continued to talk on how the Infinity Ward plans on still bringing the fast-paced gameplay like they had in MW2. So what I'm thinking is that stopping power will be in MW3, but not in the form of a perk, which means that everybody's going to have it. And also, he led to believe that Ghost is not going to be returning as well. They're actually, from the way it's looking, they're going to split that perk up. So, and when asked about it, he said no. Ghost was a Black Ops perk, and Cold Blooded will not be returning to MW3, which is some good news. So. So by the way it's sounding, though, some of the perks that they released that he did confirm, though, is that Ghost or Cold-Blooded, whatever you want to call it, it's getting split up. The perk is, so that way it's going to automatically be balanced. So it's going to be split in saying that there's going to be one perk that keeps you hidden from like UAVs and spy planes and shit like that, but that perk will not keep you safe from kill streaks and shit. So, and then there will be a perk that will keep you safe from certain kill streaks, like helicopters overhead, things like that. Kill streaks that can can target in on people and kill them. There will be a perk for that to keep you safe from that, but you'll still show up on UAVs and stuff like that. So I actually think that that's a very good idea to help keep a balance to the perks, so that way some of the people that are more whiny and shit, they're like, oh, I want to be invisible from UAV, or oh, I don't like it when kill streaks kill me. So they'll have the best of both worlds there. They'll get their little whiny ass way as I'm fucking raped upon by this fucking very pro player right there, very MLG guy. This little pro pipe. But hopefully it'll balance that out, so that way people aren't running around with fucking ghosted up constantly. So in that instance where hey, if they're rocking it so that way they're not picked up by UAVs, they're still going to get pwned on by kill streaks. And if they get the thing, so that way they're not pwned on by certain kill streaks, but you're still going to be able to pick them up on UAV. So either way, it's going to be great. It's going to be balancing out that way. But one thing they haven't confirmed or denied or anything talked about yet is whether or not kill streaks will be stackable again. That's one thing I do hope they get back to. Not that I just, to say that people like, oh, camping in quarters and stuff is fun to stack kill streaks. No, I'm just saying it moves the game along. It makes it a little bit more fast-paced, and that's why I like it. That's why I like stackable kill streaks, because I feel like it moves the game along. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. 32-4, had to use tactics that I don't normally use, and I hated using it, but still pulled off a decent score. Anyway, 32-4. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.